Sepp, looking back on 2019, how big was that Vuelta España stage win? You helped Roglic win the overall.
Yeah, it was really big. I think in the grand scheme of the race itself, it maybe took a while to sink in just because we were so focused every day on getting the overall win with Primoz. So for me, it was just staying focused through that. But now that I look back on it, it gave me tons of motivation, in the off season, and then
really
looking forward to this season, knowing that what's possible, and just knowing that you can be in that position gives you tons of confidence to carry through with the training and go into the races knowing you can be there really in the end.
So in that sense, it proved something for you already early on in your professional career.
Yeah.
You're only 25 years old, Seb.
Yeah.
And you got a stage win. There very few Americans that have stage wins in a Grand Tour.
Yeah, I think it's for sure something special. I mean, just to win in a Grand Tour in the second half of a Grand Tour, for me it just shows the progress I've made. When I started in the World Tour, I never would have thought that it'd be possible to, for one, start a Grand Tour, and then to win a stage. And be there in a lot of the mountain days was pretty cool, because you're in that spotlight and you have that pressure on you. So to be able to do that was a huge surprise for myself, but that made it pretty memorable.
Centuria del Acebo. Did that win help you get your spot in the Tour de France, 2020 Tour de France? Jumbo-Visma's already announced its lineup, which is really early for teams to do so, and you're there. Yeah,
I think that definitely helped. I think if you look at the Tour out this year, it's pretty, explosive, or more explosive than usual. Some shorter stages. There's no team time trial, which I can't contribute too much to those at this point. For me as a helper, it's a good route that suits my strengths, and that way I can better help the other guys. So, I think also in the Vuelta we were in a lot of different situations where we had to manage or control something. So things like that'll come up in the Tour as well when it's on an even bigger scale and a even harder opponents. So just showing that I could be there in the key moments was, I think, a good indicator.
And that's an important job because right over there you got Primoz and Tom, and you're going to be working for those guys. Add in Steven Kruijswijk, and you get a big job ahead of you in July.
Yeah, it's a big job, and it's really the same amount of pressure maybe as any other race, but you have the knowledge of what's possible, and when you're working for all those big names, it's really motivating, and you want to really rise to the occasion to be there for them.
Do you change anything in your preparations in 2020 with the Tour in sights, and what are you planning to do from here to July?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just kind of keeping it not mellow, but for me the big objective is in July, and it's hard to be good all the way through the season until then. Of course, races like Catalunya or something like that, I'd want to be good at, but I'm not putting all my focus on those races either. So, I think it's just staying focused on that larger objective later on, and sometimes it's easy to get carried away in the training and maybe a bit over-motivated, but it's about saving those matches for when it matters. In July.
Yeah. What are your long-term plans? You're 25 years old. You got many more years ahead of you in cycling.
Yeah, I think long-term, I really like the 3-week races. I think at this point it's a bit too early to go for GC in those races, depending on what the course is like. But yeah, going for stages is pretty exciting in the Grand Tours, and it's something that suits me a bit better than you know, a one-day race or a week-long race, for example, because I have a bit more time to work into the race, and it's not quite as yeah, explosive in the, you know, where it would be in the beginning of a week-long race, that kind of situation.
So stage hunter.
Yeah, I think for now, yeah.
And then in the future, I mean, you're familiar with Andy Hampsten, you're kind of in that mold, a climber. He won a Grand Tour, why not try to win a Grand Tour in the future?
Yeah.
Like this year's Tour de France, I mean, not this year, but
exactly.
You know, a Grand Tour that's set up in that mold would suit you.
For sure. I think, yeah, for me, it really depends on the course. You know, if there's a Grand Tour with 100 Ks TT, it's not, you know, really feasible for me to expect much. But yeah, if it's you know, a Vuelta, for example, that doesn't have that many kilometers in the time trial, then that's pretty ideal for me. Or altitude is also good. So yeah, a Giro that's at altitude and doesn't have too many TT days, then yeah. But I think for me it really depends on the course.
Maybe a silly question, but maybe not, given Egan Bernal, Mathieu van der Poel, all these riders are so young and winning so much. Is it too soon for you to win the Tour de France in 2020?
In 2020, yeah, maybe, but yeah, you never know. I mean, yeah, I think you always have to have those, yeah, not lofty ambitions, but yeah, you have to shoot for something. And I mean, yeah, I think everybody would want to win something like that. But for me, it's at this point, it's pretty special to be part of a team that's winning that, because yeah, not everybody can say that they've yeah, won a Grand Tour with a rider, and to do that already in the Vuelta is pretty cool, and yeah, hopefully we can do it again this year. So.
And to just snub out any of those ideas, in theory you'd be losing time early on, working early in the towards the end, and then set up so you wouldn't be in contention for the overall in the 2020 Tour, or would you?
Yeah, I mean, already it starts off pretty hard in Nice and everything, so yeah, it's not so much intentionally losing time, it's more just saving my energy for when it counts. But yeah, if you have 7 guys in the top 10, that's still better than 3. So, yeah. But yeah, for me, my ambition is purely to help out and to be there. So.
All right, well, we'll take you off our list.
Yeah.
I just betted a lot of money on that.
Oh, really? Get that Unibet.
Thank you, Sepp.
Yeah, no problem.